we should be live. I apologize for the delay. There's a slight delay. It's not really that serious, but I was just screwing with the stream settings. Just gonna let the Discord know that we're live. There we go. There we go. All right. So, today's stream, we are going to be, we're going to be finishing this Battleship game. However, I will mention that I did fix the issue with the ships. So now the ships draw how they're supposed to when moving them around. So you can see that the ship turns red when it's in an invalid spot, and it turns green when it's in a valid spot, right? And I did some refactoring for the draw order so that that worked. So yeah, I mean, I've done some testing, but I mean, it seems to work well. So you can see, like, it goes red when it's in an invalid spot. Oh, sorry, artist, I didn't see that. I'll look at it after stream. I'd definitely check it out. Yo, how's it going, Kusha? Or Kush? Kush? But yeah, no, so that's what we're gonna be, that's what we're gonna be finishing today. So I think the next order of business is we need to get the game restarting logic put in here. So I need to make like a reset board function. I need to figure out how the game cells are. I don't do reviews on stream, but you can join the Discord in my link in my bio and share it there if you'd like. Okay, let's see. Okay, so I need to, let's just iterate through the. So this is the game board, update board. I'll do that. Do a reset board function. Just do a double for loop as usual. Yeah, sure, artists. I'd love to. I'd love to learn. Is it a is it like gonna be a game that's like paid, or is it free, like free open source? Oh, nice. That's cool. Let's do reset board, and then we're gonna say this dot board equals what were they initialized as? Occupied by is nothing. Defined. Oh wait, dot occupied by. Sorry. And then this dot board dot is fixed is true. This dot board dot is valid is true, and this dot board is hit is false. Oh, nice, nice. That's good. Yeah, I don't really like pay-to-win games. Like, I get games where it's like there's like RuneScape or something where it's like a subscription. But if it's pay-to-win, no. Like, I don't think those are great. But that's good though. That's cool. So it's kind of like you can buy like extras, but it doesn't like help you advance faster or anything like that. Okay, so that should be good for the reset board. And then there's going to also need to be a reset function for the player. Where we just do we could just randomize the ship, re-randomize the ship locations or something. Oh wait, no, actually I need to include that in the class here. Oops. So we'll say this dot init player ships, or actually, no, we just do this dot randomize ship locations. I think that's it. And then we also do, where is it? I lost it. There it is. Okay. Then we'll do this dot player board dot reset board. Oh, and the other thing we need to do in the reset board function is we need to update the board after it's finished. Update board. This dot update board. Why? Oh, because it needs ships. I'll just pass in the ships here. There's one thing you can buy with, which is amulets for Wheel of Fortune. Ooh, that's pretty cool. What am I coding? I'm making a Battleship clone artist. So like, it's a clone of the board game Battleship. So we're in like the setup phase. So you can click on ships, and they follow your mouse pointer, and you can rotate them by pressing space or R. And then once you're happy with where your ships are, you can also randomize the board location by pressing this button. And then you could start the game, and then it's just literally just Battleship. But the computer has AI as well, which is cool. What language am I using? I'm using TypeScript. And then vanilla HTML, CSS. There's no frameworks. But you can see here, like, the computer is smart because it's guessing, like, when the computer makes a hit, it knows to guess adjacent tiles randomly. So you can see there, it played like a human would, right? So, anyway. I've not heard TS in a minute, really. I thought TypeScript was common. I might be wrong. Oh, yo, Stuns, how's it going? I don't know if I saw your message. Okay, so I need to... what do I need to do? Oh yeah, when we click that button, the reset game button, we need to update this dot human player dot reset player, and then this dot computer player dot reset player. Okay. You're so geeked. You just got tic-tac-toe. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. You gotta share it. You gotta share it to the Discord. That's awesome. Congratulations. I don't know. It's great when you get something working. I moved from web dev to game dev. Not exactly. I mean, yes, sort of. But this Battleship project is for the JavaScript course of the Odin Project. It's the final project. And I'm not gonna lie, artists. It's taken me a hell of a lot longer than I thought it would. To finish, but that's part of the part of it, right? But yeah, no. So after this, I'm going to move on to like I'll show you the rest of the lessons. So I've got an advanced HTML CSS course that I'm going to do, and then I'm going to do React and Node and databases. But this is like easy. And then I'm going to probably skip this part, this getting hired part, just because like it's like make a portfolio, blah 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 blah. Like, so I mean I'll probably do this on my own time, but as for stream, I'll probably, you know, start on my own projects. Exactly, artist. I've learned like so much about like writing good code, like in this one project alone. Like I've tried to do it well, but it's not easy. I'd love to, Stuns. I will. I'll definitely take a look after stream. Am I focusing on JS? Yeah, just for now. Just for this project, yeah. And then I'm going to pivot back to HTML and CSS. I'm just kind of following the course, right? So after this game's done, which I plan on finishing in the next couple of hours here, it's basically functionally complete. I just need to polish it. And then, yeah, I'm going to go on to advanced HTML, CSS, and then I'm going to do some React. And then the React lesson's probably going to take me a while. Or the course, or whatever it is. Okay, so yeah, we can like move our ships around, we can rotate them, blah blah blah. Oh, also the reference website, for this was the reference I used for this project. So it's not quite the same. You can't drag them the same way, but you can like place your ships around, you can randomize their location. But I use this as a reference for this. But yeah. Anyway, so then we'll start the game. Let's play against the computer. Yeah, exactly. That's why that's what I'm learning. Like I don't know. It's kind of like I started the project very formulaic. Like I had a very, like if you watch the streams from like a week ago, I had a very like good strategy, and then near the end it's just kind of all gone to shit, especially for like the computer AI stuff. Oh shit. But you can see like the computer player is playing like in a smart way. Yo, Carpal Hat, how's it going? Oh no, it's all good. It's all good, artists. It's garbage code for what it's worth. Yo, Mohammed, how's it going? TypeScript is basically just JavaScript though. Like it's a very similar vibe, I feel like. It's just got static type checking. When I say AI, it's like hard coded AI that I wrote. So like I'll show you what I mean. If I go into the player code, I've got, where is it? Yeah, find attack. So this find attack method in the computer player like uses like it's like a decision tree essentially. You had work. I think TypeScript is just static type. Yeah, exactly, Carpal. Exactly. But yeah, no, I have like a decision tree. Like I can show you how I mapped out. Actually, if I get to, let me open it up. Free form. This is the this is the horrible tree that I used. I did, yeah. This is the decision tree. It's a mess, but this is essentially the logic behind the. Actually, wait, there might be a better one. No, actually, no. That's it. Oh no, that's the game state. This is just like my sketchbook. This is the this is the design for that. Do I use prettier formatting by default? No, I haven't. I'm not gonna lie, Mohammed. I haven't configured it properly. What the heck? Where did the other browser go? There we go. Hold on. There we go. If it didn't look like a mess, you'd be worried. Yeah, that's fair. I do. I know. When, Mohammed, do you mean like in the code? Because yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's also just like my code, so I'm not like too worried about making it readable. If I was working like on a collaborative project, I would definitely, you know, worry about it. Yeah, in code, yeah. I just want to see if the computer can win here. Just trying to get the computer to win. Yeah, I've honestly, like, I work full time, Mohammed, so I honestly like don't have a lot of time to like configure that stuff. Code formatting's default. I mean, yeah, I mean I have like the indentation to like two spaces and stuff, but there's like, I don't know. There's you can use, like, as Mohammed said, there's the prettier plugin, but I haven't configured it properly. Yeah, I want to see if the computer can win here. It's definitely going to win. Okay, and then it should... Well, now it's basically just got to guess that last square. And also, when the computer makes a guess too, it eliminates that square from its guessing pool. So the computer knows which squares it can and can't guess, essentially. I think I'm actually close to winning here as well. I think I just needed 3 length. Oh, there we go. I win. I actually beat the computer. Yeah, it's always the last little boat, just like in the real game. Exactly. So I actually beat the computer. And then let's see if this restart works. Oh, no, it didn't actually clear the board. Why? Update board. And then in the update board... oh, wait. It should have cleared the... Oh, dot reset board. Oh, because I didn't give it an argument. That's why. Oh, yeah, I know. I need to style that. I gotta figure out a way to... Maybe I can just make the default state you win just for a second. Where is the... The other thing is the tense is wrong here. I'll do you win, current div, no, where's the check win condition? It's game over, you win. Human turn, computer wins. There we go. And then in game over. Oh, that's in game, yeah. Private game over, game.end. So you can just set the game state to be game state.end just to see. Oh, I don't have the... Do I have the TypeScript? No, I don't. That would help, wouldn't it? Or watch. There we go. You're also using Neon City theme for your VS Code, so if you want to try it, you'll get extensions tab. It's your favorite theme, so it makes the code really glowing up. Nice. That's cool. Neon City theme. Let me see. Oh, that looks pretty cool. I don't know. I like my theme, though. I'm not going to lie. I've used this theme for like 2 years, so I kind of like it. But that looks nice. That does look nice. Okay, so that seemed to work. It seemed to reset the board. So, like, if I... Let's actually just add in a little hack. Where's the event listener for this? Okay, document.add event listener key press. Yeah, let's just put that here. This is just debug. What's the styling for debug? Better comments. Oh, maybe there isn't one. This is just, I'm just writing this so we can just advance, we can prematurely end the game just so I can test the styling in the reset. If e.code equals key, like, doesn't matter. Oh, maybe? This game over. You win. Sure. And then we put... Yo, Jay, how's it going? Happy Friday, happy Friday. Okay, so now if we are like dragging the ships around and stuff, and then I press O. Although maybe I want to do that when the game state isn't playing. Or this document state. Place we've been playing the game. Okay, now if we press O, you win. Oh, it doesn't delete the X's and stuff. Okay, it redoes that, but I need to get it to... Had to work the late shift again? Oh, it doesn't seem to me like you worked too late, though, Jay. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. Also, I did manage to fix the ship dragging issue. So now the ships drag properly. Oh, you're still there. I see, I see. So you can see now that there's no weird, like... the shading is all correct and stuff. I actually, I'm not gonna lie, I spent some time during, I probably shouldn't say this on live, but I spent some time at the end of the workday doing this. So yeah. Have I heard about agentic engineering? No, I have not. Like vibe coding? Like, I don't know what you mean by agentic engineering necessarily. I don't know if that's like the same thing as vibe coding. I'm also going to make the styling better too on the display. Yes, exactly. Professional development. That's exactly what it is. Okay, so why don't the X's clear? That's the real question. Because we initialized the display. And then... Oh, because I need to get rid of the class names, maybe. Although I should do that in the game board. The game board, update, display. We query selector. If this is occupied by, then add, then I should also have a reset display here, maybe. Which basically just goes through everything and then removes all of its class names. Just to like do a hard wipe. Okay, const cell, and then we'll do if cell dot class list dot contains ship cell move ship. Let me just repeat this for everything else. So we have valid, or what's the other ones? So we'll do ship computer, not fixed, invalid. Actually, that shouldn't be a thing. I should just remove hit. Okay. That should be fine. And then we can reset the display as well. In the player. Reset board. And then we randomize the ship locations. We don't update the display. I see. Okay. This dot player board dot update display update board. This dot ships. Reset board. Oh wait, do I have reset board twice? Oh no, reset display. Reset display. Reset board, randomize ship locations, update board. That should be fine. It's another way to manage an AI tools and it makes your project still in control by setting your own instruction and reviewing your code, not like vibe coding. Okay, interesting. So you still have like some control then, Mohammed. You're not like using the you're not at the whim of Claude, I should say. That's pretty cool. So how AI is supposed to be used? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. I hope the whole vibe coding thing dies soon, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, people are gonna continue to vibe code forever, but I don't know. I feel like the trend should die soon. I'm also just a hater as well. I'll fully admit, but yeah. Exactly, artists. Exactly. I agree. Like, I'm a proponent. Like, I would use AI. Or I would use AI if I had like more knowledge about what I'm doing, I guess. Like once I learn way more about software development and web development, then I could see integrating AI into my workflow as a tool, but not right now. Because I want to get those skills really solid. Yeah, that's the point. Yeah, exactly, Mohammed. Yeah, that sounds cool though. That sounds cool. I think honestly, that's probably where the AI industry is headed in software development. Exactly, artists. Like for the rest of time, there will be 15-year-olds that think they're the next, like, Mark Zuckerberg or whatever, or insert your billionaire tech person here by vibe coding. Yes. Was that the one in the AI channel? I think so. Let me see. Yeah, the vibe code cleanup specialist. Exactly. Yeah, Razorblade shared a article that talked about people being hired on as vibe code cleanup specialists, which is fantastic. It's like vibe coded way too hard, and now you got to actually make the code like good and not complete garbage. Because like, again, the other thing I've heard about AI and coding is that like the AI is really, because again they're LLMs that are designed to produce tokens, right? Like when you give them a prompt, it has to give you an answer. So it's, I think by virtue of that structure, it's biased to always add code when it tries to fix something. It never deletes code, or it does, but not as frequently. At least that's my understanding. I was watching a video about it yesterday about how agents like to just add code on top of code on top of code, and then they don't actually like know to delete code or like refactor it properly. They just add shit on top of shit, and then it becomes like, you know, you might have like a to-do app that's like 10,000 lines because it's just like ballooned into absurdity. Which is kind of funny if you think about it. Because again, yeah, like it's an LLM. It's meant to produce stuff. Like it produces tokens, right? Or I don't know if that's the right terminology, but like it produces language, right? So I don't know. But yeah, I think that's good. I could say for one thing, like the AI not the AI, sorry, the chat just lagged a bit. Who knows Maximilian Schwarzmuller? I have no idea who that is. Companies are hiring people to actually do the job the employers have hired to confirm and clean up the code because they're used it. Yeah, exactly, artists, exactly. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, we go a couple times. All right, let's try restarting it. Okay, good. Okay, the restart worked. Okay, nice. Okay, I can delete that then, I think. Where did I have that? In here. Okay. It's meant to produce the next logical token. Yeah, exactly, and works on probability. It's not intelligent. No, it's intelligent insofar as the model is really big and it's pretty good at predicting, right? It can predict pretty well just because of how many tokens it has. But it doesn't mean it's intelligent necessarily. Max's senior web developer says that there are new job requirements for using AI skills like agentic engineering skill. Interesting, Mohammed. Interesting. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm in IT, and I know for a fact part of the reason why, like we're having a lot of issues with employees in Outlook. Like, Outlook's like randomly deleting add-ins that they have and stuff like that. And I guarantee you, all of the shit that we have to deal with Outlook is due to microslop AI code. I guarantee you. And so, yeah. Sounds good, Jay. Have a good rest of your shift. Okay. But yeah, no, it's literally keeping us like employed. I feel like. Okay, so I'm gonna do some styling on that that you win stuff. Let me just go back into the game. And then we'll make the what is that button? New game, game mode. Underneath options. There we go. That's better. And then the you win text is win game end, game winner. I'll add that to game winner. So that should be fine. AI ruined Windows 11? Yeah, I believe it. I mean, Windows 11, I think from the beginning was never good. But that's just my belief. Windows 10 was good. Oh, we don't use ships here. Why do I ever have this on here anyway? I don't know. And then player. Oh. Good. All right. So now we need to add some like instructions. Setup instructions. So we'll say we'll just add like a list maybe. Can't lie though, use AI daily as a tool for your job. It's not something I rely on. Yeah, that's fair, artist. Like again, I'm not here to, you know, shit on people that like use AI. I just think that it's not good if you're like vibe coding necessarily, or like using AI like blind, I should say, right? Like if you have a lot of skill in what you're doing, which you do, artists, like you can use AI well. Like senior developers know how to use AI. They know what AI can and can't do because they've been developers for like since before the AI revolution, right? Revolution, whatever you want to call it. AI boom. So they know like what it can and can't do because they have that crystallized long-term expertise. 99.99, yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I have a MacBook. I mean, maybe Mac OS is AI coded as well, but I find it's not nearly as bad. I don't know. I would use Linux, but I honestly, I'm in the Apple ecosystem already, and I don't know. I just like MacBooks. I've had them for a while, so, or I've used them for a while, I should say. But you know, I am thinking though of switching my gaming PC to Linux. It's a tool, exactly. I'm just trying to think about how to click on left click ship to move it. To move it. Press space or R to rotate the ship. A ship being moved. Garuda Linux is a strong contester for one of the best gaming OSs currently. Yeah, I will, definitely. Let me actually look it up right now. Oh, that's cool. Is it like a, like what branch is it? Like, is it like related to like Debian? Is it related to... Oh, it's Arch Linux. I see. Okay. It's Arch Linux based. That's cool. Not gonna lie though, I couldn't set up Arch Linux by myself. I don't know enough about Linux to do that. You have Linux and Windows, nice. Definitely, there's limitations to any OS, right? There's limitations to any OS. Do something like this. It's not like usual arcs what you use. Yeah, because I would assume it has some sort of like... I would assume it has some sort of like it's pre-configured, right? Game. Did I call it game instructions? Setup instructions. And then we'll do maybe I don't know. Font, or is it text align center? Oh, but I don't want the list items to be set up instructions UL text align left. There we go. That's what I want. We'll just call it game setup. And then we'll add a upper margin to that. Something like this. Margin top. And then margin top. Appearance none. List style none. And then maybe we do a line, or maybe we could just add that to the li, I guess. Setup instructions, UL li, margin, bottom. Yo, Raga, how's it going? I hope you're doing well on this fine Friday evening / Saturday morning. Okay, so let me get the games. Let's do font, size. Oh, that's gonna override it. Font size. There we go. You got procedural game set generation working, but it's kind of boring now. What kind of game are you making, Raga? Text, font, weight. The way I set up this structure is kind of annoying, actually, now that I think about it. I think I might wrap this in another div. Do setup. Setup instructions title. You're making a Minecraft clone CPP. I guess learning Java for it. Oh, nice. Yeah. Honestly, go for it. I mean, if you already know C++, learning Java is probably like going to be a cakewalk. I would guess, anyway. Okay, that's fine. Just got this basic game setup text. It's board. I think I'm gonna screw with the colors a little bit. So I think ship sunk that's a good color. Call ship valid. We'll do like a green. You lose your first language. Everyone says CPP was hard, but I figured out the syntax in like 1 to 2 days. Yeah, I mean, the syntax is pretty... Like, the syntax for C is like... C and C++, but specifically C is very simple. Which is why C is like, you know, used, I think, primarily for like low-level programming. And plus it's had like, you know, a 55-year history or whatever it is. You're gonna remake chess or something? Yeah, go for it. Like, I remade Battleship, Raga, and it's been like, I've worked on it for about a week and a half at this point, and it's been like really rewarding. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I think I've dedicated like 10 streams to it or something like that. So I'll do an invalid color of like maybe like a darker blue or something. Like a gray. Call ship valid. Invalid. You'll be back once you get the checks board working? Nice. Good luck. Okay, that's a little better. Although these colors might not translate well to the light mode. Now that I think about it. Whoops. Let's see what light mode looks like. Oh, that's actually fine. That's actually fine. Maybe I can make the invalid a little brighter. Oh, and then I need to maybe change those buttons around or something. Call button hover, call button. Let me make the button a little lighter. That's better. What makes me want to do web dev? Why not C++? Yeah, that's one of the reasons, artist. But you can also check out my FAQ page. I made a new FAQ page. And there's the answer to that question on that page. So that's why. But yeah, essentially yes, that's why. Okay, so I think this dark mode, light mode looks pretty good. There's our dark mode. So you can see now that like highlights green when it's in a valid position. That's good. Maybe I can make this a little darker. Now that I think about it. Yeah, it's probably better. It's a little dark for that, for the light mode. So let's make it like... Yeah, that's better. Nice. Cool. I don't know what else I want to style here. I think we're like pretty well finished this project, I'm not gonna lie. I just got to think about, because we got our game set up here. gonna try to learn Python. I already know some Python artists, like, from my degree. So, like, I'm not too concerned about learning it. Like, I don't need to learn it. Like, I'm already, like, a beginner intermediate in Python. But, yeah, I might learn Python, like, in more detail at some point. You think a softer blue would look good? Yeah, sure. That's fair. Let's do a softer blue. Maybe like something like this. Maybe a little darker. No, that's too saturated. Yeah, no worries, artist. No worries. I forget I have a degree too sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. But I will say the one language we did use was Python. Well, and a bit of C as well. But we mainly used Python for it was basically treated by profs as like pseudocode that like can run. Like we used it in like DSA mostly. I think that's good for the ships, maybe. Nah, I mean it's just an example project. I could also make the ships a different color completely. Like I could make them like an orange or something. Or like that's kind of ugly, like a shit color. You've always used Python to create a quick script rather than serious language. Yeah, exactly, artists. Like I've used Python to like implement, implement merge sort or something, or like something like that, or like implement like algorithms for like a class or something like that. Like that's usually what I would use it for. What about like a red color? Actually, no, not a red color. Like a green, maybe, like a darker green. Yes. In a similar manner as bash scripts? Yeah, exactly. Maybe not a green. I don't know. Or maybe like even like a turquoise. I don't know. I'm just like playing with colors at this point. Actually, the turquoise doesn't look too bad. Turquoise looks okay. Or like the teal color. The only thing is, I agree, it kind of clashes with the grid. The grid is a little like light as well. What if I made this a little? I don't know if making it brighter is gonna help me. Maybe make the background a little darker. That might be a little better. It's a little more contrasting. I do have a GitHub account, yeah, here. You can check it out there. So yeah, I think this is good. Maybe make the buttons a little brighter. Now I'm just like stalling essentially. But this looks pretty good. I could make the U-win. I need to make the U-win a little bigger as well. But we'll play a full game here. I also want to figure out a way to make the current turn more obvious. I appreciate that, artist. I'll definitely shoot you a message for sure. For sure. Yeah, I don't know if I can like maybe. I don't know if I should like gray out the computer board while the computer's going. Maybe we could do something like that. If you know what I mean. I don't know. But it's kind of cool to watch it play. It's kind of neat. 20,000 lines of JS, nice. See there, it just snipes 2 of my ships. I'm not really playing smart here. I'm just kind of seeing if the computer can beat me. Although, okay, that has to be it. And then I guess there could be a ship here, yeah. I'm trying to think of improvements I could make. Yeah, I think it's all right. Someone earlier suggested adding sound, but I don't know if that's like necessary. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's a little in the weeds. Okay, so there's you win. Okay, so that you win is like too far down. I want to bring that up a little bit. I think I need to put that. Let's put it up here. What if we did it here? I don't know if this is gonna work. Oh wait, shit. When I save it, it resets. Fuck, damn it. Let's just put you in here. You in. And then we put the game in the end state. Oh shit, hold on. I need to the styling selector got fucked up. What if I just put this inside the top of the options maybe? There we go. I can't input my graphics. I'm trying to look at the file structure of my phone, so it's hard to. Yeah, I'm sorry. I tried to. The thing is I tried to make the. So basically, I tried to make the code screen larger for people on phones, but it was fucking with my ability to like read the code. So I kind of like made it as large as I'm comfortable with, which is like size 16, and then I zoom in the editor by 1 notch. So, okay. Yeah, that looks fine. Then the options are down here. I don't like, though, how this, even though it's hidden, it still takes up space on the, like, so for example, even though the div is hidden, it still takes up room. I don't know how to get rid of that. As for the file structure, though, I just have a source folder. Well, I have all the Webpack config here. No, it's classes, or modules. So I have like a game class. It's like, it's still in DOM. Yeah, I know. I can remove it. You need to remove it from DOM. Yeah, okay. What if I do that? I would need to do that in this update element visibility guy. Okay, I can work on refactoring that after the break. But yeah, no, anyway. I have a game class, and then I have player classes. So I have a base player class. Can I maximize VS Code? Yeah, sure. Just a sec. Yeah. I'll even like zoom it in one further. These .d.ts's here are declarations that are generated by the TypeScript compiler. Oh, Jesus, clear. I don't know why that was like that. But yeah. I can also go through my like old class diagrams as well. But yeah, so I've got like a player class that then has a human player and a computer player subclass that it extends the player. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I tried my best. Yo, DHI. It's going pretty well. It's going pretty well. Yeah, I'm going to work on removing those elements from the DOM. Razorblade, you make a good point. Yeah. Anyway, I'll bring back the Battleship here. Love from India, I appreciate you, DHI. Love from Canada. Considering I'm learning, I've done a great job with file and class structure. I've tried my best. Again, I'm not like a complete beginner, but like, the thing is like, I took one course in, what was the course called? I don't remember, but it was basically like using Java to learn about how classes work and stuff like that. And like basic like object-oriented programming design principles. But like the problem with that class was we didn't actually code anything. They just taught us these OOP principles without us actually having to implement anything. Or if we did, they'd give us like, you know, they'd give us a scenario on the test. They'd be like, okay, so you're making a car dealership app that like, yeah, Java, yeah, exactly. You're making like a car dealership app, and then so you're gonna have to have a dealership class, and then like each dealership's gonna have to have like cars, and then there's gonna have to be like salespeople, and so like, but you'd have to like basically create like a UML diagram based on that, right? So you learn the like high level concept, but you don't actually code it, right? There was no coding in that class. It was all just like, and for as much as there was coding, it was literally just setting up objects in Java. But they didn't actually do anything. It was just to get the class structure like working properly. That was the focus. Like not really. Like my point is, let me say not zero coding, but zero implementation. Let me put it that way. There was no implementation. It was just like basically like boilerplating a bunch of classes so that the structure was made sense for, like, it basically was setting up a project so that all the classes were there to actually start then implementing methods, but like you didn't actually implement the methods, so it was like confusing. So you didn't actually get experience with building the project, right? You just basically set up the project with all the classes, and then that was the assignment. Or yeah, it would be something like it'd be like you have I don't know, you're making a car dealership app, or you're making an app like a app that you can use to, you know, define different shapes, and like for example you have a shape that then has child classes of like circle, square, triangle, polygon, and then like blah 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 blah, and then there's like different methods, but you don't actually implement them. So I don't know, it was stupid, honestly, and it was also taught by a really not good professor, in my opinion. I don't mean to be you know, I don't want to like shit on my profs necessarily, but like this was like a really not good like she did not really teach very well, but that's okay. So anyway, I got like a, what did I get in that class? Like a B+ or something. I didn't really try very hard. It wasn't the most inspiring class, but yeah. Okay, so let's refactor this by removing those elements from the DOM. So that would be in the game class. The game class is kind of a mess. Like I should probably separate the game class a little bit. Like it kind of handles, the game class handles the DOM, most of the, if not all the DOM manipulation, except for the game boards. The game board DOM manipulation happens in the game board class, but the rest of the DOM is handled by the game class. So I have to refactor this I have to refactor this code. Let's see how to check if an element is on the DOM. We check visibility. Oh, collapse? That might be what we want here, guys. Yeah, I think collapse is what we're looking for. Yeah, collapse keyword has different effects. The rows or columns are hidden in the space they would have occupied is removed. Aha! See? Collapse flex items. Okay, that's good. Alright, so then we should do collapsed. Or collapse. Instead of hidden. Okay, so that should fix our issue. Yes! See now? Okay, so you... Oh, wait, no, it doesn't. Hold on. Why? Wait a sec. Maybe I got too excited. No, they're still pushed down. Why? Okay, so they're not collapsing for some reason. The hell? Oh, for other elements, collapse is treated. Visibility, CSS. Okay, maybe we do need to remove it from the DOM though. Now that I think about it. Display none has an element entirely, so it does not. Oh, maybe this is what I want. Display none. Just use JS to remove them from the DOM when needed. Yeah, I might do that. I think display might be okay, actually. I think I can actually change this to, like, inherit. Initial. Where's inherit? Here we go. I don't know if I would inherit from the CSS. Yeah, display none probably also works. That's what I'll try. Because I want it to be the display of the whatever's in the CSS by default, right? Fair. Display. Wait, where is the? Would it be initial or inherit? I don't know. I don't know what the difference would be here. I'm just trying to skim. Let's see. Okay, no, so it's not gonna tell me. Inherit. Actually, let's just look it up. Initial versus inherit. Well, that's where we were before. Let's see. Color inherit, color initial. The initial value is given. Ah, okay. For inherited properties, the initial value is used. Root element only. Okay. Unknown value special. Ah, okay. I think initial would be fine. So I can do display as initial, and then display none here. Actually, I'll just do a command F dot display dot visibility display. So this is initial, none. Okay. Nice. I mean, I think the solution here, artists, would be the same, regardless of if it's JS or TS. At least in this case. Because, I mean, these all have implicit types, right? And then, so, okay. So I think this actually works. Yeah, see? Okay, perfect. So now we can see that the... See, these don't take up any space now, right? Which is what we want. And then, so if you start the game, perfect. Okay. All right, cool. Nice. The only other thing is I want to make the current turn bigger. We can make it the you win bigger as well. We can make it like 6, like 6. Let's see. Okay, that might be too big. Let's try 4. There we go. Then I also want the footer to be at the bottom. So I can do that. Do footer, align, self, flex end. Oh no, sorry, justify self. Oh, maybe it doesn't extend all the way. Oh, because I don't do the min height thing. 100 VH. There we go. Now this shit moves down, which is not what I want necessarily. Justify content space between. I just remove it. Oh, but it doesn't stick that to the bottom. See, now my HTML and CSS skills are rusty because I haven't done them in like a week and a half. Okay. Sticky footers. Oh, I would need to do it like a fixed or something. Okay, let's try that out. Let's just do position fixed bottom 0. Maybe this works. Ah, perfect. Okay, that's awesome. All right, that's what I wanted to do. Okay, nice. So we have our options. We have our game set up. Maybe make the options. We can add like a little bit more space between the buttons. Padding 0.5 around border radius. We need a bit more of a gap here. What? Why is that not updating? Options, buttons. What the hell? Options header, options buttons. Hmm. Let's see. Why is this getting crossed out? Oh, because it's in a flex wrap, no wrap. Hmm. Sounds good, artists. Have a good night. I definitely will send a message. Appreciate you coming by. Options, buttons. What? Why is this being crossed out? I wonder. It's not going to tell me. Is there another higher? Yes, the options is display flex. But it's not. Maybe there's something within the buttons that's preventing it. Although I don't think so. It seems like it's being overwritten from something. If I just like added it here. No, see, it gets overwritten. Oh. I know why. It's because of this. Maybe it would be inherit. That's the problem. Okay, well then how do I know, how do I tell it to just use whatever default display it is, right? Revert, maybe? No? What does revert do? Oh. Unset? Because that's the issue. It's causing an overwrite. The unset CSS keyword resets a property to its inherited value if the property naturally inherits from its parent into its initial value or not. Okay. CSS is not really your thing? No, that's fair. How's it going, Caro? Also, I'm gonna mod you in the chat, Razorblade, because I'm meaning to do that for a minute, just so you can like help with the chat moderation if there's a spammer or something. Because like I want it to be that the. I wonder if I just put it as an empty string, what happens? I don't know if it lets me do that. Oh, that works. Okay. That's the answer. You just have the display be nothing, and then it just perfect. Okay, nice. Nice. Okay, that's our answer. Okay, so now we go to the style. All right, and then now we do the. Do I maybe I stack these buttons like vertically? Maybe like this. We need like a fixed width for these guys. Watching Ben discover CSS works. Yeah, exactly. We can set a width of. How do I set the width to be the content? Set width to equal content. Or something like this. Oh, fit content. That's what I can do. Okay, perfect. That's better. Now I just need to center them. There we go. That's a little nicer. Yo, Blueberries, how's it going? Yeah, gotta love CSS. I think we're like pretty much getting to the finish line here, guys. Maybe I can add like a little bit of a setup instructions, like maybe a little bit more of a margin here. Maybe make the setup instructions font size a little bigger. Something like this. Maybe make the title a little bigger. Was I able to get the placement working? Yes, I was. I was, Blueberries. I'm happy to report. So you can see now that, although the it's not super clear, maybe I should make the highlight red now that I think about it. The invalid color should be like a red or something. But yeah, you can see now that if I click the ship and drag it, it shows if it's an invalid spot, it won't let me click it, and it's red, and then otherwise it's green. So that works. Although I want to check the light mode just a sec. Yeah, that's too dark for the light mode. Make it even a little lighter. There we go. Yeah, it does look smooth. I like it. I actually did it off stream for the most part, Blueberries, because I needed to like lock in. But the code will be on GitHub, of course. I'm gonna make the primary color for the light mode a little darker too. Maybe like 333. Yeah, that looks okay. That looks clean. Nice. Okay. Double the size of Odin Battleship? Yeah, sure, I can do that. Header text, font size, let's do 4. There we go. I can also make it more bold too, like that. Or I could actually just keep it at 600. There we go. I could make the green a little more saturated, maybe. Now I'm just doing tweaks. A little lighter. Yeah, it's a little clearer. Make the teal a little lighter. Make the primary color a little lighter. Or maybe like a D. Like a D7D situation. There we go. Maybe I make the red a little brighter. Or at least more saturated. There we go. Nice. Now it's very obvious where you can and can't place the ships. Cool. All right, I think we have to do an inaugural, or not inaugural, I guess it would be an inaugural. We need to do an inaugural gameplay. I am proud of myself, MKM. It looks, I like it. I'm quite happy with how much I've stuck this project out, and you know, completed it. Okay, so you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna play around. The only thing is I don't know in the light mode if the colors of the if this, yeah, okay, see, okay, so there's one issue here. The X's are too dark, or too light. So I have to fix that. I thought that might be a problem. So let's do CSS filter. Have you ever had like zero time this week to work on projects, but hoping you can get back into it next week? Yeah, that's fair. I feel that with work, Blueberries. I know exactly what you're talking about. I just need to get this filter thing working. So it'd be 222. Copy, and then there's gonna be ship draggable. No, ship draggable. I don't actually need any of these anymore. Here. Ah, that does the whole thing. That's not what I want. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, Razorblade. I was trying to... Oh, fill. Is that it? Let's try fill. Let's just do pink. No. The fill property only applies to circle, ellipse, path, polygon, and T-span elements nested in an SVG. Okay. I was trying to use the filter thing. Edit the SVG file manually. No, I don't want to do that. Inline SVG. use CSS filters. Yeah, that's what I tried to do. But the problem with the filter is it applied to the whole block, which is not what I want. Because if I go to this, I wonder why there's these squares here. I don't know. Oh wait, no, this is the wrong. Yeah, so this is what I tried to do. Fills and strokes. Color. I wonder what that looked like actually, not TypeScript. Oh, I can just like change here. Here's a okay. This is a hack. Oh yeah, it might be. It might be. Okay, so we have this color. Okay, here's my hack. I'm gonna delete this because we don't need it. Hit. We'll rename this to hit dark. And then, what was the primary color of the dark? D7, D7, D7. This is how I'm going to do this. Oh wait, shit. I need to delete this one first. Delete. Okay. And then we need to get the other one, which is this. SVG. Then we just change the mode. So we do hit light. And then in here we do .gameboard cell .hit. Background image is there. So that should be fine. So we start game. Oh, it's dark. Why was it dark? Gameboard cell.hit background image. Oh, maybe I need to like copy all this in here. That could be. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Oh, because it says dark. That's why. It's been the hardest part of this project. I think if I had to guess, I'd say probably probably managing state for between the player and the game board and the game itself. Like state management with the classes has been probably the most difficult. Okay, actually, I have a better idea. Let's just ditch this completely, and then we'll say hit image URL is URL image slash hit light dot svg. Can I not have a URL? There we go. Fixed it. Yeah, exactly. It is the hardest, especially if you've never done it before. Okay, so now we've got the X's working properly. They got the right color. Holy shit. I'm just like hitting this guy like crazy. Okay, so that's good. And then if we go to light mode, this should just work. Nice. Maybe make the hit ships on light mode a little bit lighter. There we go. Cool. Nice. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, I think it is time to play around. Let's do our final round here. Get a random configuration that I like. I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's all random anyway. Yeah, like this, like this. Okay, I'm gonna have like an open spot here. Maybe move this guy up a little. Okay. So we got one of his ships. This is riveting gameplay, guys. Where could another one of his ships be? Like here, I guess. And then I think that's it. It can't be there, so that's the end of that ship. There could be a ship here. Nice. Oh, I'm like smoking this guy. Okay, he's got two size 1 ships left. There's one. But see, when they get a ship, they can get it pretty fast. Like the computer AI can get it pretty fast. And I say AI in like a I hard-coded the AI type thing. Okay, where else could there be a guy? There could be one there. There. Yay, you win. Okay. Now you can do a new game. That is... I'm going to call it right there. That is the... that's the end of it. I'm gonna say that's good. I'm gonna say that's good for now. We could revisit this project in the future, and maybe do some refactoring. But I think it's good. Yeah, so I can show you. I can walk through Blueberries, like kind of how I did it. I can walk you through the logic, unless you wanna figure it out on your own. But at least like for my thinking. But it's pretty clever. I mean, it's kind of like how I'm just implementing the computer to play as like how a computer would play. Ready for GitHub pages? I am ready. I am ready. So let's do a commit here. I just need to do the commit. Oh, dude, I need to... Okay. This is... Okay. this is a problem that I've noticed. I don't know what it is about Mac OS, but there is a CLI component for VS Code, okay, that keeps uninstalling or like malfunctioning. I don't know why. Oh, probability distribution? So basically, I don't even do it with a probability distribution. All I do, Blueberries, is that when the computer makes a move, it takes that, like, so let's say it chooses to move here, like at G6, it takes G6 off of its, like, available tiles. And then it chooses randomly amongst the tiles that it has available to it. But the trick is when it makes a hit. When the computer makes a hit, it moves intelligently based on the hit. Like, it starts choosing adjacent tiles and trying to figure out what direction the ship is in and stuff like that. Like, kind of like how a computer would play it. But it's still very beatable. But I would say, like, if you played 100 rounds against a computer, you'd probably win 50% of the time. Like, it's pretty random, I think. Like, the way a person plays and the computer plays, like, I'd say it's equally random. Anyway, I have to uninstall and reinstall this because the code CLI keeps breaking, and I don't know why. Just bear with me. So I have to uninstall and reinstall it, which is a pain in the ass. Oh, fuck. This password's a pain. That's how you stay secure. It's a passphrase though, so it's not that difficult to remember. Nobody getting into my computer. Okay, so git commit, and then we'll say first first complete working version. And then I'll say add, because I already fixed the issue with the dragging. Styling tweaks. Colors and layout, and then we'll say that's actually honestly it. It's really the only other thing I added. Oh, check. Actually, I'll do check for win and reset board contents appropriately on game restart. Good. And then we'll push it. And then I have to put it onto pages, which I will do through the Odin tutorial. There's a way of doing it that's convenient. So I'm going to do there's a way of putting it onto pages in a nice way. I just forget where that is. Was it the weather app? No. Yeah, here it was. Oh, nice, nice. Yeah, I like GitHub pages. So I'll do git branch. Oh, actually, I'll just do git checkout. Okay. And then oh wait, why do I even have to do that? And then git merge main, no edit. Edit. good. And then so we'll do npm run build. Okay, so we did a build. And then I'll do git add dist git git subtree push prefix dist and git checkout. Nice. Yeah, I have the dist folder on the GitHub main branch. So now if I go to that, oh wait, actually I'm gonna go back to the Odin project and have this open. I'm gonna kill the deployment. The tests are deprecated, but I don't give a shit. It should be live. I don't even have to. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so you can go to it now. There we go. There's the link. benstackdev.github.io/Odin Battleship. Have fun. You guys can play. It's not multiplayer or anything, but still. Sick. Amazing. Alright, so we just finished it, Stuns. We just finished it. Bad timing. Why bad timing? Crazy timing, yes. Literally just finishing it now. And then I'll do the live. Where is it here? Nice. You can play it. Done. Finally, after 10 and a half, actually, if you say this one was a half stream, after 10 and a half streams, we finally, which is like, by the way, like a quarter of all the streams that I've done, or like a fifth, was just on Battleship. I appreciate it. I appreciate that. Does feel good to complete something. But yeah. Thank you, Blueberries. I appreciate that. So now, the end of the JavaScript course, completing the JavaScript course is a major milestone. That's what it means to do a project from nothing. Exactly. So if we think about this, if I did, it was 10 and a half streams, because I started on stream 39. Yeah, exactly. Like, I learned a shit ton. I learned a shit ton in this project, and I know now. I think I'm gonna even plan further. Like, if I know the what's it called? If I know that the managing game state, or like the state of the project, is going to be even more complex, I'm going to think it through even more than I did. And I'm also going to, especially if it's something that I'm going to publish to like the outer world, like this was just created for a practice, right? But if it was something that I was going to like put on my resume or something, I would spend more time refactoring and like making it really pretty. States and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna take a slight detour into advanced HTML CSS. Because that's the next lesson and I want to finish that. Yeah, so congratulations. You've learned a lot of major JavaScript concepts like prototypes, closures, promises, and event loops. At this point, you can create a phenomenal and dynamic front ends, all using vanilla JavaScript. However, the front end isn't over yet. You'll be learning about accessibility, responsive design, and about React. You've already experienced the pain of manually updating the DOM. Yes. There's a feedback form. Maybe we could do the feedback form. I don't actually. I'm gonna see if this is like private or something. Let me see. No, it's fine. Okay, I can put it here. Once you're done with this section, I want to go back and go over the HTML and CSS to try to get a better grasp of it. Yeah, that's fair, Stuns. React is all about states and reactivity around them. Everything is done using the states. Nice. That's cool. Do we want to give feedback to these guys? I would say my experience is 5 out of 5. Because we had fun. However, what was I going to say? Completely forgot, never mind. Yeah, so we're good. Do we want to do this feedback form? Let's see. The projects, especially... Actually, I'll zoom this in a little bit. Oh, yeah, fair. I could see how it would be. It's kind of like... Because everything's kind of like a trade-off, right? Like, you simplify some aspects and then create complexities in others. What else was fun to create? I feel as like the suggested approach for the Battleship app could, let me just say, like, created a lot of state management complexity. Maybe it was just me, but perhaps an approach, perhaps a different design approach could be useful to some learners. I don't know if there's anything I like abjectly disliked about this course. Maybe Webpack is a little outdated. I don't know. Like, should that be negative feedback? Like, do you think that the course should have a different package manager or package, not package manager, bundling app, bundling bundler? I guess it's just a bundler, isn't it? Or is Webpack good? I don't know. I just know it's old. I know it's older. I know there's like a lot of more modern bundlers out there. But. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I might just like leave it at that then. You're about to start Webpack very soon. No, Stuns. I just know that there are newer bundlers that exist. I don't think it's bad to learn it. I mean, I did it, so I don't think it's necessarily a problem. I just don't know if that's like something that's necessarily negative or not. Okay. So there we go. JavaScript is done. So now we're on to advanced HTML, CSS, which won't take me 10 streams to do. But you know what I'm going to do is I've decided for this section, instead of sitting here and there is one project at the end. There is a project. But instead of sitting here and just reading the entire stream, I'm thinking I'm going to actively take notes so that it's a little bit more interactive and you guys can kind of get a look at like my process for like taking notes, and I'll do it in a very similar way that I did it for taking notes for school. And I don't know, maybe people could get value from that. And it'll also help maybe the content stick a little better. So, and then for parts that make sense, I'll probably also open up like a little playground or something, like a coding playground. So I'm gonna get up Obsidian. Yeah, so I already made some notes here for one of the Git lessons. I did, if I go back to the JavaScript course, I did this Git section offline. I'm not saying I take notes correctly either, Stuns, but I was actually a note taker for school. Like I took notes for students that had accessibility needs. So, I mean, maybe you could get value from it. I mean, I don't know. And I'm also doing it in Markdown too, in Obsidian. So, that'll be fun. Yeah. Yeah, I did note taking, but it was mostly for my biology degree. I don't know if you guys know. I know a lot of the older people here know, but I have a degree in biology as well as computer science. And note taking was very emphasized in biology, right? Because biology is a lot of memorizing concepts and applying very high level theory, I guess. And by high level, I mean like abstract, like at least the biology that I took. Like it's like a theory that you can't really see. It's like very like broad, conceptual. You take notes in all your math courses, but not really in your CS. I need to dig up. I have some notes from my CS courses too, that I need to dig up. I also should probably. Can I zoom this in? Yeah, I'll zoom it in a bit for stream here. I'm seeing if I can get it back to like the default zoom when I want it to be. Format. 1, 2, 3. Let's do 3. Yeah, that's fair, Blueberries. I probably paid less attention than I should have as well. In math, you're locked in, yeah. You kind of have to be. Like, I took a what was the course? Like a discrete math, like a discrete math 2, which was like very complicated. I needed to lock the fuck in for that. Yeah, exactly. The other thing with math courses is you need to do a lot of practice, like practice problems, right? And like example problems. And like if your prof is any good, they're going to give you example problems in class. Exactly. Like I got into stuff like I don't even fucking remember, to be honest with you. But like my the professor I had at my university used a proof writer or a proof checker that he wrote by himself in Haskell and then hosted it on an unsecured IP address and then made us use that to do all of our assignments. Yeah, exactly. Relations, partial ordering, disclosure. Yeah, exactly. Stuff like that. There was also imaging as well, or images. I remember that. I didn't understand a fucking second of that. Or also computational tree logic. Was it called computational tree logic? Or is it combinatorial? I don't remember. Nope, computation tree logic. This stuff. This was fucked. We had to do that. I remember this is like where I started to die in the course. But yeah. Anyway. Fun times, fun times. Okay, so I'm thinking I'll probably do like another folder in here. We'll say animation. Actually, you know what I can do? I can use I can do a git, or not git, obsidian thing. So if I do transforms, then I can do advanced HTML, CSS, and then I can do hashtag animation. Like that. And then I think those tag it so that I can search based on tag. You will say you really enjoy graph theory, which you learned in discrete. Nice. I like graph theory too, but more so from like an algorithms perspective. There was a algorithms and complexity course that I took, where we had to learn about maximum flow problems. Which were really fun. I like max flow problems, like Ford Fulkerson max flow. With like a source and a sync node and stuff like that. This stuff was cool. I will say, I like these quite a bit. Or also, like, there was another course I took on concurrency and parallelism, and we learned about a concept called Petri nets, which are these like almost like state diagrams, right? But you have like transitions and places, and then you can use these to model whether or not your program will reach like a deadlock state as far as like resource sharing, which is really useful for like asynchronous programming, right? So if you're making a asynchronous online app of some sort, you can use a Petri net to model resource sharing, especially if you have multiple clients sharing a database access or something like that, right? I don't know. I find it pretty neat. And you also have like mutual exclusion, like a mutex, like a lock. You can model with this as well. So cool stuff. Anyway, on this break, I'm going to quickly go to the washroom, and I'll be right back. Did I learn any game theory? I did not, unfortunately. I wanted to, though. There were no classes that taught it, which was kind of sucky. But I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Just in time. Well, not really. I still got 50 seconds. I always find it interesting that, like, Friday night streams are usually, like, the least popular, and then Saturdays are my most popular streams. I don't care that much, but I don't know, I just find it interesting. I guess people are busy on Friday night doing fun stuff, you know? I don't know. Party on Fridays? Yeah, this is my party. My party is with you guys. Doing some learning stuff, learning web development. Okay, let's get started here. So the transform property. So I would start by kind of, when I read a note, I kind of find the information that I think is important, and I just, you know, make a point of it or expand on it as I see fit. Oh, you got a friend's 21st on Sunday? Nice. Nice. I guess if you're in the States, blueberries, that's a big deal. Because in Canada, you can drink at 18 or 19, depending on where you live. But most places it's 18. So for us here, 18/19 is like the big party. 21 doesn't mean anything here. But that's fun. I wish I was 21 again. I had so much ahead of me at that point. I mean, in my opinion though, people are gonna drink young anyway. In Europe, it's 16. The drinking age in Europe is 16. Most of Europe, I should say. Yeah. Okay, so... Oh wait, sorry. What was it? Can I have one more? Croatia's 18, EU, I think legal limit is all 18. I thought Portugal was 16. Let me see. EU legal drinking age. Oh yeah, you're right. They must have changed it. That must be new, because it used to be 16. Interesting. Like, I swear when I went to Portugal, when I was 17, I could drink. So I don't know. Maybe it's been changed since then. But I was 17 like 8 years ago, so it could be different. Okay, so that's what I'll say. Yeah, it's the same here, Razorblade. 16 is legal for driving in Canada as well. Actually, in some provinces, you can get a learner's permit at 14. Yeah, it was definitely 16. Yeah, exactly. Everything's 18 there. I mean, that makes sense, because, like, yeah, 16 is driving here, at least where I live. 18 is voting and drinking. 19 is drinking in other places as well, so it's either 18 or 19. And then that's it, I think, actually. And then I think age of consent is 16 as well, which is crazy. Or it might be 17, I don't remember. So, I don't know. Weird laws. Scale. Scale X, scale Y. Takes in decimal value or fractional between. Actually, what happens if you give it a negative scale? Does it flip? What if I give it a negative scale? Oh yeah, it flips it. Okay. Just be mirrored. And then we have skew. Skew takes in either same units as rotates. And but can take in more than one value. Translate moves elements position relative to parent div, I think. Relative to its initial position. I think it's its initial position, right? Within accepts any magnitude units. Pixels, rem, percentages, etc. There are two boxes located at the same position. We change, rotate, and translate function values to both boxes, but in different orders. You can guess on what happens to each box. Yeah, so they each get translated and rotated differently, right? So rotate 45 degrees. Oh, so they just the same. Oh, I see. So one happens before the other. So when you rotate first, it affects the translation percentage. If, for example, if an object, or actually I'll just put it underneath rotate. If a div is, or if an element is rotated and then translated, the direction of the translation will be its rotated angle. Which is true because the red box is rotated first and then translated, so that 200% translates it on that 45-degree angle. Whereas with the blue box, it gets translated first and the default is, 0 degrees, so that it translates at 0 degrees and then rotates. Right? Oh, that's actually not how that works. The blue box rotates 45 degrees on the spot and then translates on the x-axis by 200%. I feel like this is backwards though, because the red box doesn't get translated first. This is confusing. The red box translates by 200% first, but it doesn't. It gets translated after. What's the zoom on this guy? I'll keep it, yeah, I'll do like 150. Then transform origin is still where it used to be, therefore it rotates 45 degrees around the original point. What? That's confusing. No, I've been coding for longer, GB2G. That's weird. This is interesting behavior. Oh, that's not what I wanted. No, I actually have a CS degree, GB2G, but I don't actually know, like, I'll give a little intro spiel. I never learned in my degree how to build projects from start to finish, and that's the purpose of learning web dev, right? I didn't even take a single class on web dev, but I know, like, programming, generally speaking, like coding, or I came in knowing some stuff, I'll say. But no, don't give up. Don't give up. You're good. Let me see. So now I'm just going through the next course, which is the advanced HTML CSS course. So I'm basically, it's going to be a lot of documentation for the next few streams. And just kind of learning. Reading and learning and note writing and stuff like that. So it'll be kind of like co-studying for the next bit. By setting this property, we tell the object or element to if chained with other transform properties. This is the only property that has this restriction. I'm doing pretty good, SBO. How are you? Rotate specific axes. These are additional transform values to rotate on it in 3D space. Yeah, so rotate X, rotate Y. You're good too. What's the node app? Obsidian? Yes, it is Obsidian. I'm using it to create notes because I want to, when I'm going through the a lot of the documentation heavy sections of the Odin project, I want to like actively write notes. So it's a little bit, you're not just watching me read, and B, so that you can kind of see my note writing process. If that means anything to you, I don't know. But I'm doing it kind of similar to how I would do it in school. But yeah, I'm also open to like chatting as well while I'm doing this. But I think it's also good just to write notes, especially on these more complex concepts, because this is for sure content that I'll forget. Whereas like the very beginner HTML stuff, like I'm not gonna forget. Like, so yeah, that's kind of what I'm using this for. Interesting. Exactly. And like I have, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I was in post-secondary education, like after high school. Like I have 2 degrees. I've been in university for 7 years. I'm not in university anymore. I have a job, but I was in university for 7 years. So I like, if there's anything I'm decent at, it's being a student, I think. So I don't know. But everyone has their own learning process, right? Like my process might not work for everybody. So. And there's all the translates as well. Translate. Yeah, I appreciate that, SBO. The other thing is I do this to hold myself accountable for my own learning. Like that's why I started doing these streams to begin with. Like I wanted to learn this stuff, but I wasn't very good at self-motivating, so I wanted to kind of put myself out there and kind of let the internet hold me accountable in a sense. So, and it's been working so far. I've been at this for over 2 months now, and it's been a blast. I've met a lot of cool people. The channel's like grown quite a bit, more than I thought it would. It's been great. I've learned a lot from a lot of people, like that come in the chat and kind of help me out and stuff like that. Like it's been a great experience. So. Let's see, translate Z 30 pixels. Yeah, so that brings it forward, I think. For 3D translations, perspective is needed to put the something like this. Nice. It's morning for you. Awesome. It's evening for me. But yeah, the reason why I do these streams in the evening, at least where I live, is because I work full time as well. Like I'm doing this on top of a 40-hour-a-week full-time job. So I try to do 5 streams a week. Usually Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. That's like my current schedule. I take Thursdays and Sundays off. Although next week I'm going to be taking off the entire weekend for Easter. At least Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But yeah, I don't know. It's been great. It's been great. Yeah, I'm streaming after work. Well, not directly after work. I have to like, you know, I have like chores I have to do. Like I have to like make supper, and we have a dog that I have to take care of and stuff like that. But you know, I stream when I can, which is usually the evenings during the weeknights. Okay, some Matrix. Combines all transform functions. You get some studies into. Have a great evening. Yeah, you too, SPO. Or have a great morning for you. But yeah, I mean, if you were to, you know, part of what you could also use my streams for, I'm not saying you have to, is you could also use it as like I'm like a virtual study friend, I guess. Like, so if you wanted to work alongside someone so that you could, you know, they could motivate you to study, then that's kind of also what I'm here for. But again, you do you. Understanding why the transport property is great. Jesus triggers the key better easy. You've added a feature to your API during this year. I appreciate that, SPL. I appreciate that. Add a new feature to your API during the stream, fetching data from TMDB API and patching it in Redis. What is Redis again? What is Redis? Remote directory server. Interesting. For developers who are building real-time data-driven applications. Oh, cool. Huh. I've never heard of that. So is it like... So it's not a database then? It's not... It wouldn't be a database. Valkey, which is open source. Okay. So it's like a cache, but it's not a database. It is a database, but not a regular one. I see. Yeah, let's see what all these... Oh, these should open their own windows here. Okay. I think I'll leave this for next stream to do. But we got to start on this transforms note, which is good. Another benefit of transforms is they use hardware accelerated via device GPU. Can also be hardware. Added benefit. Cool. Yeah, I'm wrapping up, Jay. But we started our transforms lesson, and then I'm going to, starting next stream, I'm going to read this documentation and continue on with further lessons. Most used for caching is extremely fast and efficient. Oh, nice. Honestly, I'm not there yet. I'm not into that. I'm not at that level, but getting there. 3D Battleship? Yeah, I know. Imagine 3D Battleship. That'd be crazy. I see, Razorblade. So, like, you would basically, could you have it as, like, could you have the, Redis as, like, an intermediary between, like, a relational database, like, whatever, I don't know, Postgres, and then, like, your client? So, like, you have it kind of sitting in the middle so that, like, it, for faster data access, so that it doesn't always need to query the database, like the main database. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But no, yeah, Jay, we finished up the Battleship. I don't know if you were there for that or not, like the final finish, but you can go to, it's on GitHub pages now. Oh, you use it like that. Okay. All right. Perfect. That's kind of what I thought. Because it's like kind of like a cache in a computer, right? Because you have the CPU that can grab from its own cache, and then the cache doesn't always have to access the RAM, right? The RAM in this case being like the database, and then the cache of the CPU being like Redis. That makes sense. That's a good way of thinking about it. You'll check it out. I appreciate that, Jay. But yeah. Oh, a session store. Yeah, that makes sense. That's kind of what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, that makes sense. That's good to know. That's good to know. If I make an app at some point, I'm gonna have that be a thing. I'm gonna use that probably. Like a legit app, not like a dinky little tutorial app. That's cool. I'll definitely look into it off stream. But yeah, I think for tonight I'm gonna end it. Got started in this transforms lesson. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be the next, I want to say 3 streams that we're gonna be doing. We're going to be doing like this course, and then I don't know how long the project's going to take. Probably an extra 2 streams on top of that. Caveat is that much lower storage. Yeah, that's fair. Well, it's like that's the point of it being a cache, right? Oh, interesting. That's cool. That's cool. But yeah, no, for this, I'm hoping to get this documentation done in 2 to 3 streams. And then we can do the homepage probably in another 2 to 3 streams. And then we're going to be doing React after that. So that'll be great. I think we can probably finish this course. Like if I stream tomorrow, maybe Sunday, not sure, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I think I can finish this before Easter, but, you know, famous last words. Yeah, that makes sense. Because, like, it wouldn't make sense to, like, have a cache just be a duplicate of the database. Because then you wouldn't really have the cache wouldn't have a benefit in that case, right? Like, you might as well make the cache smaller so that the access is faster. Yeah, exactly. And plus, like, is Redis client side or server side? I think it's server side, right? Server, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's cool. I thought so. But nice. So, anyway, I think I'll end it for tonight. I appreciate everybody watching. Local storage is really the only client-side storage? Yeah, that's fair, that's fair. We did use local storage a little bit for our library or like to-do app. I think it was the to-do app. Let me see. Actually, is that still on? Is that still on here? Oh yeah, I still have it. Nice. I've still got the to-do app. It still has my old username. That's pretty funny. Anyway, that's gonna be it for tonight. I appreciate all you watching. I'll be live again tomorrow afternoon around 1:00 p.m. my time. So yeah, maybe live Sunday night. Haven't decided yet. And then I'll be live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday next week. I usually don't go live Thursdays, but because I'm taking Friday, Saturday, Sunday off for Easter, I'm going to be live on Thursday this week. And yeah, that is everything. I'm very glad to be done the Battleship game after 10 streams, 10 and a half streams. And it's been good. So yeah, I'll see you all tomorrow and have a fantastic evening, morning, or afternoon, wherever you are.